Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Just making sure that we can be heard. Alright. Are you playing there?
Yeah.
Did you hear me talk?
I heard something.
Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hey there, my name is Peter Hartman. You're watching Bad Guru Nightly. Hey there, my name is Peter Hartman. I think it's good. I'll turn the volume up a bit more. Hey there, my name is Peter Hartman. You're watching Bad Guru Nightly. It's starting soon. The show will be starting very soon. All right, so we're kind of off balance there. I'm going to sit here. All right, good size, good. Yeah, I like looking bigger than you. I want to look. All right, I think I turned it up enough, but.
Back the table up and you came closer.
Back the table up and I come closer?
Yeah, just so you're a little bit more in the shot like this, no?
Well, it's because if I come closer, then we have this space here. And I would have moved the camera, but you wanted to.
Okay, can we move this one?
All right, we're good. I got that to say. There. Where's your thing? Where's your personal thing? Are those in the shot? All right, we got a microphone. We're gonna test into this microphone.
Instagram.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Hey there, my name is Peter Hartman. You're watching Bad. All right. We doing Instagram now?
Yeah.
Okay, who's going first?
Me.
Remember to mind your angles, right?
Yes.
You have one shot.
Good.
Sure?
Yes.
Should I should not be.
Yeah, no, I want you to be behind me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you live now?
Nope.
Okay, give me 1 second.
The bad girl doesn't wear that.
I'm a back room. All right, go ahead.
Check the connection. Hello. Oh, hello. Let's see if anybody's watching. Hello, Samantha here. So tonight I am going live on Facebook, Happy for a Change, with this guy behind me, Bad Guru, aka Peter Hartman. Say hello.
Hello, folks.
Hello, everybody. So we are going live to talk about love, talk about relationships, talk about COVID, relationships, all things self-love. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to go live soon with Bad Guru Nightly, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Come on, just live.
Bye. So, oh yeah, Happy for a Change. Happy for a Change. Facebook.com/Happy for a Change.
Or YouTube.com/Happy for a Change.
Or YouTube. All right, see you soon. Bye. How do you end this thing?
I know,
How do you?
I'm not sure. I think you have to click the button in the top right, but I'm not really not sure.
End
Should I go live as I Am Bad Guru or Happy for a Change?
Happy for a change?
I have 21 followers here, and I have 103. I'll do it Happy for a Change. All right.
Okay.
Am I doing that here?
Hmm?
Good?
It's good.
All right. No lie.
Okay. Should be in the shot too?
Oh, I should be over there?
You know, but you can just check the camera. Okay.
I'll start like this and I'll go back.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Hey there, folks. This is Peter Hartman, aka Bad Guru. We're going to be going live on the show tonight, talking about all things love for this wonderful Valentine's Day. If you're in the mood to talk about love, this is about love. Maybe love in the pandemic love, huh? Have you been dealing with pandemic love? We're talking about love. We've been joking about love. I got the wonderful self-discovery life coach over here, Samantha Barley.
Hello.
Oh, pointer in the face there.
I can't see myself, but hello. See you soon.
And we're inviting you to come and watch the show. So we talk about all things love. You can throw out your comments and we'll talk about that. If you have any questions, you can feel free to ask the life coach, the self-discovery life coach extraordinaire, all about it. But we're going to have a fun time on Back Nightly. And we're live right now. So we'll go over to youtube.com/happyforchange or facebook.com/happyforchange to follow the show.
Accept my request.
Accept your request. How do I accept your request? Go live with Samantha Barley. What is this? What's happening right now?
We're going live.
Are we?
Yeah, hold on.
What's happening? Whoa!
Hi.
Oh, the microphone stopped working.
Thought I'd try it. Thought I'd give it a try. All right. See you soon. Bye.
All the feedback. Get her out of here! Get her out of here! Oh. If you want to see Samantha Barley, you gotta come on and watch the show. We're live right now. Facebook.com/happyforachange, YouTube.com/happyforachange. Bad Guru Nightly is on live.
Make sure you post it to IGTV.
What do you want to talk at the end of my video for? What's with you? Share it to IGTV. Pick the cover. Oh, now I gotta make the whole post and everything.
I can write something if you want. Just quickly.
No, I mean, I can write something too.
No, you have to get ready.
I'm ready.
All right.
Actually, let me do this. We're starting soon! We're starting soon! Okay, I'm putting the countdown on. Let's see who's watching.
Anybody watching? We got lots of viewers!
So many people! Are you ready?
I am ready.
I'm gonna close this.
What?
I
No.
like it when I'm looking into the dark, not when I'm looking into the dark.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant that way.
Oh, what is this? What's going on with the screen? The video ended. That was weird. All right. Well, I guess there's no rush. There's multitudes. I'm not a racket. The vast multitude.
Or it's not working.
Well, people are busy, you know, getting busy. People are busy getting busy. On Valentine's dizzy.
Hey, why do I have subtitles?
All right.
Should I put my hair behind? That looks kind of weird. No. On the side though, right? Not both.
Oh, it's up to you. On the side's good. All right. So I'm going to open up the show and then we will start the class and I'll end it. Sounds good? Unless you want me to start with jokes. Just keep in mind that when you talk this way, the voice will be loud. All right. Make sure that this thing is Are we live? I think we're live. It's happening. Hey folks, how you doing? Bad Guru here, aka Peter Hartman. On tonight's show, we're going to be talking about loving yourself and others, pandemic love, and loving that great, ain't that special, really. Is it? Let's talk about it. Bad Guru Nightly starts right now. Boy! Hey, there,
Hello.
Samantha.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. You look so pretty on Valentine's Day.
Thank you so much. You look so
my goodness.
handsome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's not because of Valentine's Day. It's because of any day.
What's that t-shirt you have?
Oh, this is a zombie thriller, folks. By the way, I did a rap song called Zombie Thriller. It's all about how the world's filled with zombies and how I kill them. All right. Zombie Thriller, you can find that on where all songs are sold. Archambault, where are songs sold? We know. iTunes, Spotify, all that good stuff. You can
You'll
listen
find it
to
on
the song.
YouTube as well, or is our microphone on? Just making sure.
Our microphone should be on.
All right, you can turn that light off behind us.
Oh, which light? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm the
the producer.
not
The producer.
co-producer.
No, I'm the host. There's no co-host for this show.
I was going to say co-producer,
Co-producer.
but I am the producer.
Hey there, my name is Peter Hartman. You're watching Bad Guru Nightly, and I am Bad Guru. This show is meant to serve as a reminder that your attention matters. You see, what we give our attention to becomes a greater part of our experience. We shape our world with the power of our attention. So it's important to be deliberate. And I'm so glad you decided to give me some of your attention here. Tonight, we're here with the wonderful self-discovery life coach, Samantha Barley. We're going to be talking about love, loving yourself, loving others.
Romantic love.
Romantic love. Oh, nice. Thank you. Pandemic love. You know, are you stuck with your love? Are you stuck with them? And Bad Girl is gonna be ranting later on about love and how it ain't that special, how it ain't that great. All right. I don't know how love got put so high on a pedestal here. Let me not get Bad Guru. Let's be Peter Hartman right now. We'll talk about that later. We're gonna have a fun time during the show. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate that you're here. How you doing?
Doing very well on this Valentine's Day. It was a very nice day. Went for a walk again outdoors. Saw a lot of people on Mount Royal, families and skiers and tons of people enjoying their Valentine's Day.
Out there walking, you sent me a picture. It looked like there was a good amount of people outside.
Like a horde of people that I was like avoiding.
A horde of people. You've really painted a picture. You've let us know how you feel about those people. Oh, those zombie hordes out there. Kill them!
I'm always the one like on the other path, right? There's like a main path going up. I'm always the one who's like hiding on the small paths, trying to enjoy my time without like walking next to tons of people.
And is this because of COVID, or is this because of you're just a naturally bubbly social person?
I suppose COVID has a little bit to do with it. But also they're just in my way, you know?
That's always how I felt about people, you know? Either they're great or they're in your way, right?
Yeah.
No, I get that.
It's fun to watch them from a distance. I love them from a distance. I see how they're having fun and enjoying themselves. But I mean, I'm like, you know, oftentimes I'm walking pretty quickly and listen to my music and there they are and there they are. And so like I can, and you know, take the path less taken, you know? It's more interesting. It's more exciting.
The path less taken, I like that. And people watching, that's really a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I had someone, when I was a kid, there was this family friend or something, I was at his house, and I walk into the living room, and he's got binoculars. I know, it's not a good story to tell.
I say binoculars.
Binoculars. And he's looking out the window, and I'm like, hey, buddy, what are you doing? I just walked in, I don't know, I was probably like, 6 years old, 5 years old. What are you doing? And he's like, Peter, you have TV. That's your entertainment. This is my entertainment. So, you know, people watching can go a little far. It can go a little far. You know, it can be a little creepy, it can be a little strange. I didn't understand what that meant as a kid. But now I have my own pair of binoculars, and I know exactly what he's talking about.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. I like people watching too. I just said I'm the same as her. I'm the same as you. That's all I'm saying. I like people watching too. From a distance.
You're just a little creepy.
You know what? Not sounding very loving. Not sounding very loving.
Okay. It's lovingly creepy? You're loving them from a distance?
Look, I don't want to dive too much into it. I don't want to talk too much about it. You know, we don't have to spend much time about it. But, you know, pandemic love. It's a little different being in relationships during this time. And I think it's a little, you know, maybe we'll spend a little bit of time of talking about it. But,
of course.
You know, some people are stuck together. You know, I'm forecasting myself. I'm revealing myself stuck together. Some people are together and they can't leave. They don't want to leave. But they're stuck together and they can't leave. But you know, some people are spending a lot more time together than they ever have before. Some people are really loving it. I can imagine other people not liking it. You know, there's the number of marriages are going up as well as the number of divorces. So like all that activity is happening. How have you been feeling in this time of stuck love? How have you been feeling in this time of pandemic
How
love?
have I been feeling, or how have I and my clients and everybody been feeling?
Well,
or you want to know all about me and how I feel about you, right
I'm
now?
totally not interested in knowing about that. Do you feel like, do you sense a sentiment with people like having difficulty dealing with it? I know when it comes to kids, I've heard that. When it comes to kids, around all the time?
So you've been saying something recently, which is it's very hard to know what's going on with other people. We're used to doing events, right? Where we have a lot of people and we talk about things that are going on. We talk about personal development, our emotions and everything. And we haven't been doing that so much. And so the only yeah, exactly. We haven't been doing that at all, except myself, I've been having one-on-ones with clients. So that's the only information I'm really getting, other than maybe some articles here and there about, some stuff that's going on. But it's like, it's people in their private life. Like, we don't know. They can hear a little bit about us if you want. but I find it's like hard to understand, hard to really grasp, like, how is everybody feeling? I think we can more just think it through, and what do we imagine it would be like with all the different types of relationships that are out there. And there are so many different types of relationships, so many people who are, feeling differently about their partners, feeling differently about the people that they're with. So I guess we can sort of talk about that and talk about some of the solutions, to make it a little bit better if it's not necessarily as good as you would like it to be, which of course it's never going to be as good as you would like it to be, right?
Well, I think the first step is just recognizing and acknowledging that more or less everyone's having a difficult time. Everybody's dealing with a challenge, right? You shouldn't feel guilty about feeling like, oh, why can't I deal with my lover for 12 hours a day versus 4 hours a day?
Yeah.
Because if you go to a job and your lover goes to a job and you come back home at the end of the day, it's 5:30, 6 o'clock, and you eat together, you deal with the activities, whatever you have to do, deal with the kids, you go to bed, you're spending like 3-4 hours together, really together, and never mind the time that you're sleeping together. Now, all of a sudden, that's hiked up times 2, times 3, times 4. Don't feel guilty about the challenge that you might feel. Like maybe, I wonder if some people...
I don't know about guilt. Maybe some people feel guilt, but don't feel like you're abnormal in any way, or that you should be loving them more because you're with them more. Maybe guilt is part of that. Like, maybe they feel guilty because they don't love and enjoy that time as much as they think that they should.
That's right. That's what I was about to say. Like, you might feel like, oh, I should love this much. I should feel this way. Why don't I feel the same that I did before? And just accept, Look, if you love your job, if you were at your job twice as much, would you love your job twice as much? I don't know. So just accept that we're dealing with challenges, and you might be like us, not knowing how other people are feeling and not being able to get into other people's heads and not knowing the space that's there. And so you might be by yourself. Maybe you're critical. Maybe you're judging. Maybe you're worried. Maybe you're concerned. Maybe there is something to be concerned about, but just recognize that you're dealing with we're all dealing with this challenge, and the way you are experiencing it is okay.
Yeah, absolutely. It sort of reminds me of myself and how I love. So I actually really felt a lot of, I don't know if it's guilt, but a feeling of, hey, I should be loving you more. Like, Peter and I have been together how many years? So
feels like 100.
Yeah, so maybe 15 years, maybe more even, honestly. I guess we'll do the calculations.
I'm a young man. I'm 22 years old, so.
But there was a little period of time, maybe a couple years where we weren't together. However, okay, so I've dealt with many challenges in my life. So self-esteem issues, self-love issues. When I was younger, I dealt with addiction, so that was like a teenage thing. But over the years, I've really been into personal development and working on myself, and that's how I'm able to coach people now. But over the years, even with Peter, and he knows this, I often felt that I didn't love him as much as he loved me, and that I wasn't loving in the way that people love, that there was something lacking. And so I was comparing myself, I suppose, to movies, to people that I know, to the way that I think people should feel about other people. And I think that that's something that could be going on with many people. So I'm happy to talk about it. For myself, what it has come down to and what I've realized is that I wasn't appreciating myself nearly enough. I was very self-critical, very hurtful to the way that I was seeing myself in the mirror. How I just judged myself a lot. And so I didn't have that appreciation, that seeing the qualities in the people, the person that I love, of choosing to see their good as opposed to looking at the things that I didn't like about them. So what I was doing is I was feeding into what I didn't like about Peter. What I didn't like about Peter more than I was appreciating and loving. And that's the exact same thing that I was doing with myself. The exact same thing that I was doing. Instead of seeing my qualities, appreciating myself, loving who I am, I was being harsh, being critical. Even if I would do something good, I'd be like, yeah, but it's not good enough. So that translated to the way that I loved and the way that I, appreciated Peter. And what I've done over the years is learn how to appreciate myself, love myself, see my qualities, be proud of myself, give myself the tap on the back. And that's exactly, like, when I started doing that, then it translated right away to you. It translated right away to recognizing your value, seeing the good things about you, being like letting go of the things that are less enjoyable and reshifting my focus and being like, okay, well, there's that. He stinks a little. No, that's not it. Well, I mean, there's that.
I stink a little bit.
Yeah, but that,
That's why it's really good that you're experiencing me on video. One day they're going to invent a technology where you're going to be able to smell what's happening there. And that'll be good for cooking shows and gardening, but it won't be good for Bad Guru Nightly. Don't turn on that feature for Bad Guru Nightly. The smell-o-vision. Don't do it.
So looking at the things that maybe I didn't prefer, right? The things that weren't as much as the things I didn't want so much. And then just shifting it to, oh yeah, but look at this, all these different qualities. And then practicing doing that, because it does take practice. If you're somebody who was dealing with stuff like I was, it takes consistency and a willingness to appreciate myself, appreciate him, appreciate myself, appreciate him. And so I imagine that people during this time are probably recognizing things like that with themselves, that they're more irritated, they're focusing a little bit more on the things that they don't like, right? Living in the same place with people, you see their bad sides, right?
Some of us don't have bad sides. Some of us have, a shade of gray here or there, but some of us are pretty awesome and spectacular. And then other people are like Sam. So I really like that. Just joking. It's actually been really good. What I wanted to mention while you were talking about this is the pressure cooker that is this situation is sort of might be for some people a blessing in disguise. It sort of causes you to have this intensive experience to realize if this is something that you like or something that you don't like. There's a lot of acceleration of relationships that have occurred because of the pandemic, because people realized, hey, wait, I do like spending, I used to be worried about living with this person. I used to be worried about spending all my time with them. But even now that I've spent all this time with them and not been able to spend time with others, right? So this is concentrated effect. Then you realize, oh, really, I'm not really that bothered or that annoyed or that afraid. I'm not really that irritated by what goes on. Look, there are things that you do that irritate me. But actually having you around more and more, there's far more things that I enjoy. And when you don't see the person as much, then the division of how much you experience that you find annoying and how much you like, in some cases, can actually be too even, right? You're seeing somebody for a weekend, and the things you don't like and that you do like, they're there. But when they're there 7 days out of the week, then you might realize, oh, that irritating stuff occurs rarely. Like it might occur in a moment during the day, but then there's so many more hours where it's not the case. And so it really puts things into perspective. At least that's my experience.
Yeah, you have a chance to see more of who the person is.
That's right.
And as as the person, we each also have that opportunity to show our best selves, right? To then make better decisions when it comes to interacting with our lover, right? We be more willful. We choose to do things that are kind for them or appreciate them more. Like, we have that opportunity to really like shine, like make the efforts, because relationships are effort. You agree?
Relationships are effort. They're an effort worth making, right? And that's the hard part, choosing who to place your effort with. Sometimes you can fall into the category of always trying to find the grass is always greener, it's always better. That's another thing that's good with the pandemic. It kind of gets you kind of like stuck, but not stuck in a bad way. Like this is what you have to deal with. And I think in our society, there's a lot of throwaway culture. There's a lot of like, oh, it's not good enough. It's not perfect. I'm gonna replace it. You know. But when things become a little bit more
Swipe
irreplaceable,
left, swipe right. Which one?
Swipe left. So I don't. Swipe left is I don't like.
I don't do the swipe, so I don't know. It's been
But it's harder to do that. Like I don't know. Maybe it's not harder. I'm not out there dating or anything like that. Maybe people are connecting, but there is a sense of, you know, you have less options, and so you're either going to be miserable or you're going to find some way to make whatever you have work. And in some ways, I think that's a good thing. I think our culture is a little too quick to look for the perfect as opposed to making the perfect.
Yep. And it also has to do with what I was saying before, the attention you're giving to their qualities versus the things that you don't like, right? If you're dating somebody, you're meeting somebody, and you're just paying attention to all the irritants, well, you're not going to like them. You're not going to fall in love with them if you're just irritated all the time. And if you're somebody who's irritated all the time, just in general, oof, it's hard, because I know what it's like. I've been there, done that.
I'm actually irritated all the time. A lot of things bother me. In fact, one of the traits of an entrepreneur is to be interminably annoyed at everything, because you constantly have a mind of thinking, how can something be better? How can something be improved? Why isn't this better? Why hasn't someone improved this? So I do have this mentality that puts me in a state where I'm constantly annoyed about what's going on. And what I learned many years ago, is that I would never really, personally, looking at my life, I could never really succeed at diminishing my annoyances, because they were a key part to my personality. I like looking at ways for things to be improved.
But there's a difference between the way that you might do it and the way that I used to do it or can still do it.
I think the difference is what you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
It's not so much that you stop seeing or stop being annoyed. It's that you've amplified your appreciation so that it's at a greater level than your annoyances. So I can still be just as annoyed, but I have totally boosted up my ability to appreciate and my ability to love, therefore putting into sharper contrast, into real perspective, the negatives that I was feeling. So I don't mind being annoyed. Like, if my annoyances were problematic, if I wasn't solution oriented, if I was just stewing in negativity, then it wouldn't be good. But when I'm annoyed, my impulse is then to ask myself, what can I do? How can things be better?
Yeah. So that's the difference that I was thinking. That's the difference that I was thinking is you can be irritated and annoyed and solution oriented, or irritated and annoyed and say, I want to get out of here. I don't like this. Is there another guy? Is there another girl?
That's
like,
right.
Is there somebody better who doesn't have all these things? Like, you know, and maybe that is the solution.
And there is. There absolutely is. You see, that's the problem when it comes to this, because
There's somebody better than me?
Come on. Look,
For you?
whatever car you're driving, whatever place you're living in, whatever city you love, whatever partner you have, whatever mother you have, there's a better one out there, folks. And sometimes you got to be willing to let go of what you got and go looking for it, okay? Nobody says you got to be where you got to be. But generally speaking, I think it's better to just love what you got and make what you got something that you want, you know? I think it's, my mom taught me, I remember I had this moment when I was a kid. How old was I? 12 years old, I think, 11, 12. And I had just found out, this is just like, blew my mind, that two girls liked me. Two girls liked me. And I like both of them.
Wow.
I like both of them, and one I was like sort of with, and then there was another one, and I mean we weren't dating, but I was like, oh, you know, and then I found out this other one, and I was like, Mom, I like this girl, and then there's another girl, but there's another girl that I like, and I've always liked, and she's like, Peter, a bird in hand is worth two in the bush, you know, it's like what you got. If you like what you got, then like what you got. You keep wasting your time looking at, but the other one could be good. Like if you don't like what you got, that's a whole other thing. But if you like what you got, you don't got to be hunting for more. And that lesson, that message really stuck in my mind. I recognized in that moment what I was doing to myself and how stupid it was. Like, it wasn't a problem that I had a girl that I like and another girl that I like. That's not a problem. That's not, like, just choose choose the one that you're with and like let that be the end of the story. And that's exactly what I did. And it really worked out. And every time, almost every single time
But it
I've
didn't
been
really
faced.
work out because she's not here.
I was 11 years old. What is it? It's not the 1930s.
I'm glad it didn't work out. I'm just saying.
But that lesson, that lesson that my mom taught me really helped me as I went through life, because there were many times where you want to sort of cut and run and let go of stuff, especially when it comes to relationships. That can be difficult.
Not with me.
Come on. You're worth two birds, okay? You're worth two birds. I'm looking for the three birds. That's what I'm looking for, you know? She's a two-bird girl. I'm looking for a three-bird. No!
So weird.
Come on, I can't be romantic. You know me. I can't do that.
He is off camera sometimes.
Camera. No. I'm like, whatever, woman. That's who I am. That's who I am.
No.
Anywho, so yeah. Love during the pandemic, I think it can be a blessing, it can be a curse, but it's going to heavily depend on the attitude that you have. Look, maybe you're one of those situations where you realize, no, what's going on here isn't good, and I'm not with somebody that I want to spend time with, and I don't want to continue this. And maybe I only continued it before because it was easier for me to ignore it because I spent so little time with them. But now is the time for you to sort of recognize. It's difficult.
I think that's good too.
It's difficult because you're like, I'm going to leave my partner, but then I'm going to be, how am I going to meet people? I've talked to people like that. They're like, how am I going to meet somebody? Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to go on Zoom dates? You know? I don't know.
Well, people, some of my clients are doing like social distancing dating, walking outside, those types of things. So it is possible.
Yeah.
It's definitely possible.
Yeah, but if enough of those people do it, then they end up being a horde that we have to avoid, you know? And we don't like that, those hordes out there.
I thought you might like horde. Zombie horde.
She knows me. Fantastic. So we talk about loving others. We touched on loving yourself. Honestly, the foundation of all this. I asked myself, do you have to love yourself in order to love others?
That's great. I was thinking the same thing. We didn't even talk about this before the show.
We're in sync.
We're
good. Connected. We finish each other's
pies.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Pies. Oh my God. Can you not love yourself but love others? And, you know, honestly, I think in some ways you can. From my perspective, I think the way we define love in this Disney sort of love is really not love. I think love is really a bundle of other things. Respect, you know, self-esteem, courage, anticipation. Like there's a lot of things that go into the category of love.
Seeing their value,
appreciation. Seeing their value.
There are definitely people who are appreciating others and not themselves.
Yeah.
That wasn't me, but I mean, you stayed, so at least I was somewhat, right?
I think we all love ourselves to a degree. I don't think there's anybody who totally doesn't love themselves. You know, you probably see that person coming from a mile away. I think we all have some degree of loving ourselves. It's the only thing it's what we mine to find our motivation and the inspiration to even make ourselves better, right? So I would argue that there is no point in your life where you didn't love yourself. You might have lost sight of your love for yourself, but you didn't stop loving yourself.
Yeah,
and you know, and that's what I see in people. That's what I see in you. It's this striving to become better, and that appreciation, that respect. And the courage it takes to do that, I think that's all a formulation of love. So can you love someone else but not love yourself?
To an extent, yeah.
To an extent you can.
Yeah.
To an extent you can. Is it easier to love someone else when you love yourself?
Absolutely.
I think so. I think if you have to put focus anywhere, let your primary focus be on loving yourself.
The point that I wanted to sort of question is you often hear you need to love yourself before you get into a relationship. You need to love yourself before you go and you find that person. That's something you hear often is learn to love yourself first. Learn to love yourself first. And it sounds like very good advice. I mean, I would have probably said that to people before, right? If I know the context, I know who they are. It's like, it's definitely better to appreciate yourself, value yourself, see your qualities, and then connect with another person because you're not going to be so dependent on them. You're not going to be need, give me the love that I need that I don't have for myself.
Exactly.
Right? So it's definitely something that sounds good, but when I think it through, and the experience that I have had with lower self-esteem and meeting you, the love that I received from you has made me learn to see the value of myself and love myself more. So there are gray areas. It's not always just, oh no, you cannot get into a relationship if you don't love yourself. It's let's see. I mean, maybe that is something that will be the catalyst for you to figure it out and to learn to love yourself. Somebody sees your value, they express it to you, they tell you, then you're like, wait a second, if they see my value, maybe there's something there. Maybe there is something there. And that's, over the years, like, that's something that has helped me tremendously with you. And so when I hear that sort of, blanket statement, oh no, love yourself first, it's like, well, maybe not, maybe it's okay to go and date and see how it works and what happens and make mistakes and learn from it, right?
I think as a rule of thumb, as a principle, certainly you want to love yourself first before you engage in anything. You want to sort of be in sure footing before you take some type of leap, of course. But we don't live in a world of perfections and ideals. No. It's like, it's good to eat healthy. Well, what do I do if I don't eat healthy? Does that mean I can't go to a restaurant? I can't do these things? Well, no. You're going to involve your strategy. You're going to involve your behavior, and you can evolve over time. I think the loving yourself thing really is about the choice that you make in your heart for the direction that you're going to be focusing in. So you can feel sad and be oriented towards feeling sad, or you can feel sad and be oriented towards something more positive. The state of feeling sad is itself the state that you're in, but where you're choosing to face will determine the likelihood of where you're going to go. So you can be in a state of loving yourself, but not enough, or not to a high degree, but wanting to. And that wanting to me, is a love. Like, to me, love is a choice. It's the choice that you're making in order to orient yourself. I am going to make decisions that I believe are more constructive in behavior, that are more edifying in behavior, that will lift people up and shine a light more so than not. And I might be failing at it or not good at it or whatever it is, but I am trying to. And that's, to me, loving yourself. Loving yourself is not some set of conditions that need to be met. You have to be smiling all the time. You have to have your heart filled and pumping. That's not what loving yourself means.
Even somebody who has very high self-esteem does not love themselves all the time. They feel bad about things. They criticize themselves. In those moments, they're not loving themselves.
That's right.
Right?
And I feel like if you have, and this probably applies to some people at different times in their lives, if you have like really no love for yourself, then that's really what you want to focus on, because the likelihood that the person you're going to be interacting with will be able to reach you and bring you out or anything like that, I think is low in terms of a romantic love.
It's also, I think, sort of dangerous. Like, if you really do not love yourself, the type of person that you're going to engage with is not likely to be very healthy for you. And people get into abusive relationships and the like that's something that you hear a lot about this pandemic, abusive relationships. And so, if you're really down there, start reading some self-help books, get a life coach, watch us.
That's right, talking to the right people. And that's where I agree with you, with your point where we are social creatures. And it's unfair to ask that we as individuals do everything on our own. That we are supposed to be Superman. We're social creatures, and the people who are around us, yes, it could be life coaches, it could be colleagues, it could be friends and family, but whoever is around you, I don't honestly think it's a responsibility, even of the person on the street as a society, to rely on each other for what we need, right? And so if you had a deficit in food, right, or money or something, and somebody said, or a job, somebody said, no, you got to get that right before you go out and interact with people. You're like, look, I have a deficit in food, and part of this solution is going to come about when I interact with other people who might give me food. Part of this money might be other people who give me money, welfare, or something like that. Like, it's not some failure of mine to have to depend on other people for my needs, and love might be one of those needs. And so I know that I used to feel love I feel love going to a comedy show because the comedian who's on stage, if they're a good comedian, is trying to make my day better. Like they're trying to make me laugh. They're trying to do right by me. And I think that's important. And so in some ways, when you do your job well, when you smile at a stranger, when you open the door, like whatever you're doing in society is helping other people to experience love and value for themselves. And so, yes, you finding love and having love within yourself is important, but relying on other people and seeing that love from other people and getting that even from a romantic relationship, I don't think is a bad way to go.
Yeah.
But again, it's a spectrum, it's a balance. You're going to determine yourself. Sometimes your problem with not loving yourself has to do with other people, codependency. And other times it has to do with something else. It could just be something that happened in your childhood or something other thing. So you're going to determine your deficiencies and what will make you stronger or not stronger. And sometimes it's experience. You're in a relationship, you're trying to feel love, they're loving you, but then you're not receiving it and the relationship is getting all messy. Maybe that's a time for you, it's a sign for you to go and deal with love on your own. But if you're feeling down or whatever, and then you get a relationship and that boosts your self-esteem, they're telling you, I love you, you're saying I love you, you're getting physical contact with them, you're getting oxytocin. How dare you deny that of me just because I'm not so great on my own, right? And honestly, the people who are great on their own, I don't think there's many of them out there, you know. Not everybody is like great on their own. We're social creatures and that's okay.
But they can be great on their own. Maybe they're not in a relationship, but they have a lot of friends and family, and the romantic relationship is not
That's
necessarily,
what I meant.
okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So we talked about love yourself. That's very important. Loving others, equally important. You know, let's say 49, 51, 51, 49. Pandemic love, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the only thing I have to, oh my goodness, this bad gurus, I gotta talk next.
How about just a few solutions? Just a few solutions to, yes, Bad Guru will come on soon.
And he's gonna explain how all this stuff we just said was total crap, okay? It's all total crap. Calm down.
You can't come out.
Calm down, bad guru.
You can't come out. Not yet. So some solutions for myself to love you more. Not hard to do, though.
Oh, thank you so
Very
much.
not hard to do.
Oh my goodness.
Not hard to do. It's not hard to love this guy. I think you if you've seen Peter a little bit, you know it's.
Not everybody likes me. Some people really don't like me.
I think a lot of people like you.
Oh, the names I've been called recently. Anyway, I'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah, that's.
Not everybody likes you, you know, but people who don't like me don't tend to not really know me. But anyway, it's not about me. It's not about me.
They don't know.
It's about solutions.
Solutions. So some of the solutions that I found that are incredibly important for me is, well, first of all, my solution is I gotta take care of me. I have to be doing the good things that make me myself, make me light, make me connected to who I am. So huge one recently that has been helping me, because here it's winter right now in Canada, Montreal, Quebec, is getting sunlight before noon. I try before 10 a.m. So to get sunlight, I recently found out how important getting sunlight is for mood, for circadian rhythm, for having a better night's sleep, which also affects your mood and how you feel. It affects your hormones, it affects everything. So I've been getting up, going out, getting exercise and sunlight every morning, and it's had a very big impact on me, like very big impact on the rest of the day, how I feel, how I interact with Peter, and it's just something that I didn't, like I knew, like of course you know exercise and light, but then when I heard like a neuroscientist really like talk about the details of it and how it affects everything, and the pineal gland and how it excretes something in the pineal gland to help you sleep better, and it's just crazy, the stuff. Like I really like hearing details about things make me want to do them, you know.
And this is Andrew
Huberman. Fantastic. Look him up on YouTube. He's got tons of podcasts on Instagram as well. So that's one thing that has had a very big impact. And so
it's night and day when you go outside into the light. And sometimes you don't have the motivation to go out.
That's right.
And how do you feel when you're like, oh, I almost didn't come outside? And
oh yeah, no. So oftentimes I don't feel like it, which is crazy, because I feel much better afterwards. But you know, when you're starting a new habit, and it's only been, I don't know, maybe over a month, or I don't know how long it's been, but it's a habit that I'm like creating. So it takes that push, right? It takes that push. But now I'm starting to remember before I go out that, oh, I'm going to feel better. I'm going to get along better with Peter. I'm going to like feel more love, feel more enjoyment, just satisfaction. And so it's not as hard to get out. Some days I don't remember that and I'm like, I just got to go anyway. And then I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That's right. This is who I really am. Like, it's very easy. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I can get sort of caught in a sort of like daze, like a daze of lost a trance. I think it's like trance-like, lost in thoughts, not in the present moment, like not feeling terrible. Sometimes I feel terrible, but most of the time it's not terrible. It's just, it's not my optimal. It doesn't feel as good as I could feel if I made that little effort, you know? So making that little effort, it changes so many things. And I talk with clients all the time and they're like looking for, what is the answer? What is the perfect thing, the best thing? And it's like, no, choose one thing that'll be helpful and do that consistently. I'm saying that right?
You're saying it.
Sounded weird.
We gotta ask Siri now.
Do that thing consistently and see how you feel. Don't try all the things. You don't have to read another book, right? There's so many things that you already know that can be helpful. Do the thing that's the easiest for you to do right now, or the thing that you're interested in doing, and give it a shot and see what happens, and then see how you interact with your partner after that.
And don't talk yourself out of taking action, because you know it's really funny. Sometimes Sam will go outside into the light, you know, after you know after talking yourself into it, and she'll come back after half an hour or something, and she'll be like, Peter, I can't believe I almost didn't go outside. I feel so much better. And I'm like, what? How many times does it take for it to sink in? You gotta keep going. Before you do that thing, it's so easy to talk yourself. I tell people,
so it's like, oh, it's too cold out this morning. I'm hungry. I'll just have coffee and eat first. No, go, like, do the thing that you're supposed to do for yourself, like, first thing.
I call myself Bad Guru because it's just an acknowledgement that there's sort of two versions of you. There's the good one, reducing it down to its simplest, to a simple idea. There's the good one and there's the bad version of you. And I entertain the bad version of me. I let that bad version talk and say all the bad things. Not everything Bad Guru says I believe 100%. Some of them are just coming out of my mouth. It's coming out of my id. But I do it because you got to teach yourself, one, how to listen to that voice, and two, how to tell it to shut the hell up.
That's right.
Like, whatever thing you're thinking, whatever voice is in your head when you're feeling down in the dumps that is convincing you not to do things, to give up, that voice is a filthy liar. Okay? And you should listen to it and just not believe it. In fact, just point at it and be like, you stupid liar. I'm going to go outside and prove you wrong. You go outside and you realize, oh my God, I can't believe I almost talked myself out of this.
Yep.
That bad Sam, that bad Guru.
Yep. And over time, eventually, the positive voice, the reinforcing voice, the voice that goes out becomes stronger. That's what my experience has been over the years. Like, I've had very critical voices in my head over the years, and it's just the consistency of saying, no, you are not real. That's not how I want to feel. How do I want to feel? Oh yeah, this is it. And just again and again and again. And then that becomes so much stronger. And then you're actually somebody different. You are not that depressed voice. You are not that sad voice. You still get it. You do still get it, but you shush it. You shush and you say, I'm not going to let you take over. And I know how I really want to feel. I know what's really important to me. And you just keep at it. That's what life is. That's what life is just, what do I really want? How do I want to feel? And let me make that effort that it takes.
And if it's a mistake to take that effort, let the mistake be that you took the effort and it didn't work.
Yep.
Right? Don't say, oh, but if I go for a walk, I'm not going to feel better. You don't feel better anyway. So go for the walk, okay? And be the version of you that still doesn't feel better after the walk.
And you can
took that effort.
And at least there you can say, but I took a walk and I got exercise, so let me praise that. I don't feel better, but I can praise myself for having done that thing.
And that way you have a day where you praise yourself for something versus a day where you didn't praise yourself for something. That's just technically better on paper.
Yep.
And you add those up, and then sands become a sand pile, become a beach, and then suddenly you're lazing there in your bikini or your speedo, and you're drinking your pina coladas, virgin. Don't drink alcohol during this time of COVID. Come on,
They
now.
do.
And
They
you go
do.
swimming
Don't tell
in the
them not
salt
to.
ocean.
They're gonna do it.
Go swimming
Some
in
of them.
salt ocean. I was gonna go take it to a very weird place. I don't know.
That's bad guru. He's coming out.
I didn't know where I was going to go. Sometimes I tell stories, I start them, and with just no plan on where they're going to go. But the purpose is just to say something more and more absurd. I make her laugh so much
It's
because
so
she
funny.
almost pees.
Almost
she pees sometimes.
I have peed. I'm getting better at not peeing.
That's fun. That's a good solution, making those efforts, going outside is one of those things. You talked about something else earlier, some type of meditation.
Oh, so loving kindness meditation. If you Google it, you'll find some stuff. You could put loving kindness meditation Sam Harris. I love Sam Harris. Not as much as Peter Hartman, but I love Sam Harris. He has an app called Waking Up. That's his app, right? Yes, that's his app. It used to be his podcast, but his podcast is now making sense. So, Waking Up app, loving kindness meditation is where you think about the person you care about or anybody. It could be neighbor, somebody you don't know, and you send well wishes to them in your mind. So you think about them and you think, I want them to be happy. I want them to enjoy peace. I don't want them to have too much suffering. I want them to enjoy their life. And you imagine them and just think these nice things. And as you're doing that, you begin to feel a sense of kindness and peace and compassion towards your fellow man, towards your lover, towards your parents. And you can start with people who it's easy to love, people who it's easy, who you really want the best for, and build that up. You actually feel it, like you feel it in your body, right? When you conjure up emotions, like you can conjure up emotions. Not everybody knows that, but with your thoughts, you can conjure up how you want to feel.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe if you don't want to do it with your thoughts, you can do it with things, with music, with TV shows, with something you're watching, reading, YouTube videos. I mean, make yourself feel the way you want to feel, at least deliberately on purpose. Anyway.
Yeah, no, thank you for chiming in. So you can start with somebody who it's easy, and then you can sort of move on to somebody who it's more neutral, like the cashier that you saw this morning. And then you can, if you want to, go and talk to somebody that is, not talk to somebody, but think about somebody who you have a little bit of an irritation with, somebody who you don't like, somebody who bothers you, and do that exercise, and you'll see that anger, that frustration sort of melts a little bit. It's you don't feel as bad for them because you see them, not bad for them, bad about them, because you see them just as a fellow human being who's suffering and who's living on this planet. And yes, sure, they might not be your best friend, but you can have compassion for them, and that just changes how you feel with people. So loving kindness meditation, very powerful.
Very good. Speaking of loving kindness, thank you for your comments. Heather Boyd says, hey guys, happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day! Thanks for watching. Marnie says, we love you too, guys. Smiley face, happy Valentine's Day. Oh, thank you so much. We all love you. Thank you for watching the show. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching and for commenting. Really like that. For everybody who's watching this, if you're watching this after the fact, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like so that we know you like the video, and make sure to share it with somebody if you like them, but hit that little bell so that you know when we go live. We upload videos, we got great content, we're doing wonderful things. Thank you everybody for watching. I want to add to your loving kindness meditation. I teach this thing called fantasy meditation. Yeah. And one of the things that I think is fun to do is just to imagine things, not for the sake of visualizing something for it to occur, but just for the pleasure that you get in the idea. And one of my favorite things to do, is to imagine that you somehow got $1 billion. All right, or $100 million, $1 billion, whatever number. And then in your mind, spend that money on your family, friends, and the people that you care about. Spend it. Mm-hmm. Imagine it. Like literally imagine the steps that I went and I bought the iPad, and then I chose it, and oh my God, they're going to really like this one. And then how will I package it? Is there some surprise way that I would give it to them? And then how will they look when they open it up? And what would they do on it? And how happy would they be? And then buy them a yacht and buy them a house and buy, like whatever it is, just spend the money on the people that you care about in your mind. It's a super fun thing to do. I used to do this almost every time to go to bed, I just imagine spending money and what I would buy. Not for the sake of having it done. I'm never going to have $1 billion. That just hit me right there. But
billion? We don't need $1 billion.
Look, some of us have big ideas, and $1 billion is not even close enough, okay? $1 billion is not even close enough. Anyway, you can have fun doing that. And what it did for me is that it kind of, first of all, I was surprised by how good it felt to spend imaginary money on my family and friends. I was surprised. And the love that you got from it, you start realizing, oh my God, I really do want the people I care about to feel good. Not just feel good, but I want them to have moments in their life where they feel just utter greatness and joy and happiness. And then it gave me motivation to work hard and to do things and in order to achieve a success in life so that I can have some type of piece of that, something that I can give to other people. And sometimes it's just a kind word or a small gift or something that doesn't even cost money. You start realizing, oh my God, I can make this person feel this way right now if I send them this message, if I say this thing, if I tell them a joke. Sometimes I craft jokes just for Sam. I craft them just to make her laugh. Like I'll sit and I'll think, okay, if I say this, and then I'll wait for timing and I'll wait for it to happen and I'll save the joke and then something will happen and I'll boom, throw it out there and then she'll laugh till she pees or almost pees and I'll be like laughing. I'm like, oh my God, it worked out so great. And what I did was I just took time, just private time, and I cultivated what was in my mind, my thoughts, so that I could have this experience with her. And doing that with fantasy meditation, spending that money in your mind might reveal to you just how much love you feel for the people who are in your life. Maybe your mother annoys you. But how much will she annoy you the day you buy her a house? You know what I mean? Like, imagine that. Imagine the most curmudgeon person in your family and you did something really great and unexpected for them. How would that make them feel? Would they really still be against you? Would they really be holding grudges? I don't know. It's a fun thing for them to do. It's a fun game, and I suggest you do it.
Love it.
Love and kindness meditation, fantasy meditation, pandemic love, all things love. Hey, Sam wanted to talk about all things love, and I was like, hey, this is totally unfocused. What are we going to talk about? We're not going to talk about anything. She's totally right. Totally right.
We always have something to say. We haven't been doing our meetups, so we have lots to say. And so people are watching, but we don't see for some reason.
We don't see the count.
I don't know why.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're watching. If you're watching, feel free to comment. But we're wrapping up the show right now. Oh, it's been over an hour. Oh, no, it hasn't been an hour since we've been actually on the show. But we're coming close there. So Bad Guru is going to be making an appearance in just one moment. He's going to be joking a little bit. I won't keep you very long. He won't keep you very long. But if this is when you have to leave, thank you so much for watching the show. I really appreciate it. This has been Self-Discovery Life Coach Samantha Barley. You can find her at samanthabarley.com. She's a wonderful, excellent life coach, and you definitely want to give her a call or a message or something like that. She's super talented, super wonderful. She coaches me. If you want to know why Bad Guru is the way he is, And
he coaches me, so.
Yeah, when I'm down in the dumps, I go, Sam, and then she'll talk to me, and then I'll feel better afterwards. Oh, thank you so much. All right. That's it for the show. No, that's not it for the show. Bad Guru's going to be talking about, she's going to be joking a little bit later on. What I'm going to talk, I'm going to give you an update on Black Money Matters, and we're going to have a little fun. I won't keep you very long, but thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Happy Valentine's Day.
Black Money Matters now? Tell me about it.
Tell me about it?
Yeah.
All right. I was going to joke about it, but...
you can do that, but tell me about it. What is Black Money Matters?
Black Money Matters is a social experiment intended to create black millionaires in an instant using crowdfunding and social media. Look, folks, we have the ability, we have the power. I don't know if you thought about this. We have the power to make a millionaire in an instant whenever we want. When you go onto the internet and you download a game like Candy Crush and you play it and then you get to a level and you can't really pass that level, so you put $1 in so you can get to the next level? You know what you're doing? You're making those Candy Crush creators a millionaire, all right? Is there some great reason why you did this? No, it's for a game that they created that you want to move forward. Well, that mechanism of us just... the reason why those apps cost $1 on the App Store is because they don't need to sell you a $60 application. They can sell you it for $1, but because 10 million people will download that game and pay that $1, they'll make $10 million. Okay? That effect is repeatable, and you don't need a game in order to do it. All we have to do is pick a person and send them $2, $1, $5, whatever it is you're willing to send them. And if enough of us do that, we make them a millionaire. I think it'd be a fun game. I think it'd be super fun.
Absolutely.
And I call it Black Money Matters is because originally the idea was for everyone, and of course it will be for everyone eventually.
Making millionaires.
Making Millionaires is that principle. But Black Money Matters right now is my response to what happened with the protests in 2020 with Black Lives Matter and the George Floyd death. And I wanted to do something in order to help the Black community. I actually talked to people who were like, hey, I want to do something to help the Black community. I just don't know what. And this is something that can be done. Whether you're white or Black or whatever you are, you can actually show your support. It goes beyond putting a black square on Instagram. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that, but just putting
if everybody that put a black square on Instagram sent $1, $2, $5, there'd be so many Black millionaires.
Millionaires, okay? And yeah,
and then what is the importance of Black millionaires? How is that going to help? Why? Why do we do that?
The reason Black millionaires, look, I get it, all right? Not everybody needs $1 million, and it's sensational, but it's sensational for a point. It doesn't matter. The reason I want to do millionaires, one, is that I don't think it'll be very snappy for us to make 1,000 there.
No, it's not that engaging.
Not that engaging. So I picked $1 million in order for it to be exciting.
But we want to.
Eventually,
that's the plan.
Eventually we'll make 100,000 there. Eventually we'll make 10,000 there. Eventually make 1,000 there.
If we have a large enough group of people and we're all engaged in this, and we keep inviting people, and more people get on board, more people can get on board, then we can just say, okay, let's help this single mom. Let's help this entrepreneur.
Let's help this homeless man. Let's help this.
Send. And we'll start maybe with Black Money Matters, but absolutely, we want to do it for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just thought, in response to the Black Lives Matter, it was kind of in poor taste to be like, all lives matter. They were explicitly saying, please don't say that. So, I decided not to do that. But eventually, Making Millionaires will be an idea for everyone. But Black Money Matters, I put this out there. Some people really love the idea. Some people freaking hate it.
Because they didn't understand it.
Look, some people really get offended by the fact that it's a Black thing. Why do you got to make it racial? I totally get it. I totally agree. I'm not trying to make it racial. All right? I'm just trying to address issues. Address an issue, an outcry that occurred in 2020. An issue
that a lot of people are concerned about, right? It's like focusing on all those people who protested, all those people who put the black squares. Like, there are so many people who care about this subject that why not do something about it to help people feel like they can make a difference? Like, that's so important.
If you post a black square, are you going to go,
so important.
Oh, that's racial. Why isn't it a rainbow square or a white square or whatever?
Yeah.
It's because I'm trying to deal with an issue. So some people really did not like the idea because of the black thing.
You just have to hear more about it, maybe. Or people have different opinions.
But the purpose of this is, the reason it's sensational. Look, I really have to emphasize, it does not matter who we make a millionaire. What matters is that we make a millionaire. That's the whole point of this. The point of this is not the recipient. I'm not looking for the most deserving person to become a millionaire. Who gives a crap? There was this TV show on air years ago called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with Regis Philbin. And a person sat down in the chair, and he heard a little bit about their life, but the point of the show wasn't, oh, this great deserving person became a millionaire. The entertainment factor was that, oh my God, we're watching someone become a millionaire. And the truth is, it's not the show that made them a millionaire, it's you watching the show that made them a millionaire. It wasn't some altruistic guy out there going, I got an extra million, let me give it over to someone. It's because you gave your attention to that show, it gave a value to that show, and not only were they able to give that person $1 million, they were able to pay all their staff and create a business and them raking profits, all with the power of your attention. We're living in a world right now that is using your attention, and people feel powerless because they feel manipulated, which you are by all the ads and all the things that you spend money on that you really don't need to spend money on, all the games that you waste your time in because you're addicted to them, all the time and all the money that's wasted. I get that. I want to show people how much fun and how useful it would be to even just a little bit of your money, $5 of your money, $2 of your money, how much joy and pleasure and impact you can have on the world with just that, power of your attention.
To see how powerful we are as a group, to put our attention on things that matter, things that are important to us, things that we want to do. If you've ever heard Peter talk about Happy for a Change, this is the Happy for a Change idea. And right now he's doing Black Money Matters, making Black millionaires, and he's going to do Making Millionaires. But then there's also just the Happy for a Change idea, the audience, which is getting enough people together in an audience. It could be, just following us or becoming a part of the group. And then if there's enough people, we can then say, hey, I really like this business. They're doing something good. You share it in the group. Other people can now like that Facebook page of that business. They can buy something from that business. They can share that business somewhere else. And we'll see that we we can make a difference. It doesn't have to be all about these other companies that are getting all the attention, right? It could be, hey, we care about this, let's support this. I think that it's an incredible idea. We just have to get the people on board, get on board with us, join the groups, join Happy for a Change, and let's see what we can do. Let's see how powerful we are. It's a fantastic idea, and I think it's definitely gonna work. We just gotta get people in, get people to understand this idea.
Right. Join the Happy for a Change audience. It's the Happy audience over there on Facebook.com/Happy for a Change. Just click on the group that's there, the Happy for a Change audience, and you can join. It's free. It only costs a little bit of your soul, but you weren't really using that anyway, were you? I like to reuse jokes.
And then specifically, there's another group for Black Money Matters. We're trying to make 3 Black millionaires by
February 28th, 2021, the end of Black History Month. What a wonderful way to end Black History Month, by making 3 Black millionaires. Remind people that we see you, you're out there, we care. It's a small gesture, but I think it's on the level of a black square, except instead of it just being a black square, there's a black millionaire at the end of the day. How people can be against this idea is unbelievable! Unbelievable. But I'll tell you this, much of your attention is being manipulated and directed, all right? Where you spend your money and all that stuff is really being directed by other people in large part. But I want us to take a small amount of our money and direct it on purpose at will. Essentially, there are people out there who have great ideas, who want to do great things in the world, but they need... There's this whole economy trying to get your attention, And I want people to start realizing, hey, we have to start giving over our attention voluntarily to what we choose. And so there are big companies out there who are able to get your attention a lot easier. But there's other smaller people out there, entrepreneurs, people doing great things who can't get your attention. They can't spend $1 billion to get your attention. We have to start turning that around. And we want to create, with the Happy for a Change audience, millions of people, a built-in audience, a market that's already there, people who care enough about making the world a better place and are willing to do something small in order to get that done. And if we can do that, then the people out there creating don't have to spend any time trying to find the market, try to find you. You say, here we are, come to us right here. The Happy for a Change audience, Facebook.com/Happy for Change. God damn it, this is a great idea. I'm losing it. I'm busting, Sam.
Bad guru.
Okay.
Bad guru.
Heather says, I could write a book about my love of art. Mark thinks I'm obsessed. Heather, I am not surprised at all. Every single time I go on my phone on YouTube or something, I see something about Heather Boyd.
That's right.
You write that book, lady, and you sell me that book, lady. I will pay $1,000. I will pay $1,000 for your book, 100%. Yeah, write the book. I want to know about your love of art. Sam should write a book about love too. We're all obsessed about this topic. Really wonderful. I love the Happy for a Change audience, and it's always been a lot of fun. And I've really loved this show and this Valentine's Day. Thank you for spending it with us.
Thank you.
All right, Bad Good's gonna come on here. He's gonna try to do a little bit of comedy. You'll forgive him if he's not funny.
We'll love you anyway.
We'll love you anyway. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Self-discovery life coach Samantha Barley. Find her at samanthabarley.com. She's absolutely wonderful.
Thanks.
Heather Boyd says she's on it. She's on it. I really like that. I really love that. All right. That's it.
Bye for me.
Bye for now. Give me 1 second and I will transform into Bad Guru. See you soon. Yeah. For a while. All right. Valentine's Day. How y'all doing? Let me make sure my audio is good. Mic check. Let me make sure the shot's good. We're looking good. How you folks doing? Are there any comments there? Did I miss comments there? What'd you say? Heather says, thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Heather. Thank you so much for watching the show. Really appreciate it. Hey there, folks. This is Bad Guru here to talk about love and all things love on this special edition of Bad Guru Nightly. Thank you for watching the show. Really appreciate it. As I was mentioning before, I've been on the hunt of pitching Black Money Matters, and there's been a mixture of opinions. I shouldn't be surprised. I wasn't surprised, but some people really love it and some people really hate it. And I've had to experience what it's like to get sort of hate on the internet and people not liking your idea. It's one thing to understand in the abstract somebody might not like your idea. Black money matters, making black millionaires. It's one thing to think about that. It's another thing to actually read comments and to hear what people say who might be aggressively against your idea. But I really appreciate it, and it's given me an opportunity to love myself. It's given me an opportunity to really love myself. Look, if you want to be able to exercise self-love in the face of adversity, post something you care about, something controversial on the internet. I promise you, you're going to get go on to Twitter. I'm joining the Twitter world. I've been tweeting up a storm. At least trying to. And, some people are like, telling me to shut the hell up and calling me racist. I want to create 3 black billionaires by the end of Black History Month. And some people call me a racist for doing that. I get it. So I've had to love myself. I've had to practice that. It's been a little difficult because normally I'm standing in front of an audience, I'm standing in front of people, and there's people who like you, people who don't like you. You can tell when you're standing in front of an audience and you're doing stand-up comedy or motivational speaking or teaching or anything like that. You can know very quickly people who don't like you, the way they look, how fast they leave. And you got to deal with that. But I haven't had to deal with that in ages now, since the beginning of 2020. I mean, the last time I was in front of an audience for work, it was back in February, and I did comedy. That wasn't a bad audience, but it's tough. So I haven't had the experience of really dealing with the voice within and calming myself down and accepting the criticism and judgments. And now that I'm on Twitter and on the internet again, on Reddit, I get to practice again. I'm a little out of practice, but I'm getting better and better at it. Love yourself. That's my point. You got to love yourself despite what's going on. And thank you for the troublemakers out there who don't like me. They're not troublemakers. They just don't like me. But I really appreciate them because it gives me an opportunity to focus. Loving yourself. All right. I just wanted to mention that as a quick update for Black Money Matters. Still working at it. Look, we're trying to create 3 black millionaires by February 28, 2021. Look, this is an ambitious goal. If it doesn't work, I'm not gearing up. It's not over, right? We're going to keep continuing past February. We're going to make this happen one way or the other. Some people I talk to really love this idea, so it really gives me a lot of inspiration, a lot of hope. So maybe I can get it done by February 28th. We are going to try, join the Black Money Matters group, but this idea ain't going nowhere, folks. I am in love with it. All right. What can we talk about? Love. Love on Valentine's Day. Love will keep us together. Think of me, babe, whenever some sweet talking guy comes along. Yeah, love, man. I got love in my heart. I got love because of the wonderful Samantha Barley. I got love because of my wonderful mother. I got love in my life because of my brother and family and friends. My goodness, it feels good to be loved, and it feels good to love them back. Love is an interesting thing, I love Samantha Barley. She's really great. Love her dearly. And she's around all the time now. She's around all the time now. I'm not going to say too much. I'm just going to imply too much. You know what I mean? She's not around too much. I'm just going to imply too much. Hey, don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. She's not. Look, here's the thing. All right, you love someone, you love them, and and then they spend more and more time around you, and then you got to ask yourself, hey, what's really going on here? What's really happening? Overbearing, ever present. I don't know what the right word is. Just consistently present. And I don't know. Okay, I love my mother. I love her wonderful. I love her completely. But if I woke up every single day and she was there. Every single day I woke up and my mother was there. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing? What are we doing today? I'd say, Mom, I think it's time for me to see other mothers, all right? I think it's time for me to see other mothers. I think your ever-present is a little too much. I'm, of course, exaggerating. I don't want to see any other mothers. I think one mother's enough. Anyway, these are jokes, folks, okay? This is jokes, folks, okay? Sam knows they're jokes. Okay, you don't get offended on her behalf. You know, she knows what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Somebody there all the time is a little tough. But I love it. I love it. And I like getting used to it. It's one of the fun things of this pandemic. All right. That was one joke. I think it's time I need to see other mothers, okay? I need to see other mothers. I feel like that was a recycled joke. Pretty sure I had a joke similar to that in my mental break comedy special. Who cares? That's what comedians do. Comedians, they take a joke and they recycle that joke and they tweak that joke, all right? I'm doing Bad Guru Nightly. I got to do new jokes every single time. Come on, folks. I don't even have an audience to filter this through, okay? I got Sam here, all right? She ain't laughing. Do you hear her laughing? All right, that was the fakest laugh I've ever heard. That's so wrong. Anywho, I really love Samantha. You know, love is rare. Love is rare. You know, and when you get love is so rare. You got to hold on to that thing. You got to treat it well. You got to do it right. Okay, and don't be weak with that stuff. Okay, if you're gonna fight for anything, fight for love. You know what I'm talking about? Love is rare. And love is rare and so incredibly special that if by some miracle it should appear in your life, love should appear in your life, but you're attached to someone else, you should still engage with it, okay? You got to respect that love. All right? Yeah, you love the person you're with, but if other love comes into your life, it's so special that you should, cherish it. It's like getting 2 diamond rings. You're not going to throw one away. What are you, crazy? Are you nuts? Some of these jokes would be easier to tell if Sam wasn't here. I'm going to have to deal with this afterwards. She's a good sport. She's a good sport. Love is rare, folks. Come on. Whenever it shows up 2, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, all at once. Come on. That's what we call a fun night. You see, normally I'd tell jokes in front of an audience, and I'd hear a response from the audience, and then I'd know if I was funny or if I was a piece of crap, But right now I'm just going to have to self-love myself. I liked it. I thought it was funny. It was pretty good. You're nodding your head? Or are you listening to music or something? All right, that was fun. That was fun to say. All right, I got one more joke here for you folks. Actually, that's not really a joke. We're going to end this show. I'll end you with this line here. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you giving me your time. It's such a blast to do this. I miss you folks so dearly. I wish I was in person with you folks. But here we are online, and I really appreciate you watching. I love the show. I love everything that we're doing. I love you. I love life. I really, really love life, okay? I love life. That's what I want to end saying. I want to end saying that I love life, Look, to be honest, I hate life. I also hate life. I hate life just as much as I love life. And I really, really love life. My name is Peter Hartman. You're watching Bad Guru Nightly, and I am Bad Guru. Happy Valentine's Day. Go love someone. Go love yourself. Yeah, love yourself. That's the show, folks. I got to press this button.